Hi there, thanks for watching my video. In today's scenario, you are the product engineer and your customer wants to know the mean time to failure of your product. How are you going to give a reliable estimate to your customer? In this video today, I'll show you how you can do that. So now, in this scenario, you are a product engineer and your customer wants to know the mean time to failure of your product. This means that your customer really wanted to know the population mean time to failure. How do you give a reliable estimate to your customer? Now, you might be tempted to calculate the average time to failure of 5 samples as the estimate to give to your customer. But what if you have over or underestimated? When you have overestimated, you will underdeliver. But what happens if you have underestimated? You may lose the customer to your competitor. And here is a better way to do so. Pick 5 samples of your product to test every day. Ensure that the samples are representative of the population. Next, calculate their average time to failure. And when you calculate their average time to failure, it represents the sample mean time to failure. And in this case, the sample mean time to failure is 6 hours. Next, repeat the previous steps for 100 days. And that's about 3 months worth of production days. Following that, plot the running mean of the 100 sample. And when you do that, what will you see? You find that the running mean converges to a value. And in this case, it converges to 6 hours. And why they converge? This is based on the principle of law of large numbers. And it states that the sample mean time to failure will converge to the population mean time to failure as the sample size increases. Hence, when you use an estimate of 6 hours from many samples, it's actually a more reliable value to give to your customer than an estimate from just one sample. And you may ask, so now what if I use a sample size of 30, which means a larger sample size? Now, if you use a larger sample size, you find that the running mean of both the smaller and the larger sample size will converge to the same value, that's 6 hours. But the larger sample size will converge earlier than the smaller sample size. And the reason for that is because with a larger sample size, you have a smaller variation of the distribution of the sample around the population mean time to failure. And I'll talk more on this in the next video. So in conclusion, never just use one sample to estimate the population. This is because you never know if you get lucky or unlucky. And if you want a shorter time to estimate, use a larger sample size. Thanks for staying with me.